What's going on, y'all? I wanted to give y'all an update of the 91 GT that I converted into my version of the Cobra. I'm in my garage, as you can see, and try to do a quick little walk around, show y'all the inside, because all of the stuff that I've been doing, I literally have no pictures or videos of the inside. Okay, so just doing a quick little walk around. My space is limited, so forgive the up close and personal stuff. All right, so this is a 91 GT that I bought. I bought the body back in 2014, and I began building it. And she's pretty much done now. She's not all the way done, but she does run good. I'm still dealing with some tuning stuff, but I've driven it to work, driven it around. Me and my wife went out for a ride. We kicked it. It was cool. And I'm getting there. Okay, so this is a ground up restoration, and whew, it's something when you're trying to make sure everything works. So pretty much everything works now. The only thing that I don't have in here now is the my music. My music is not wired in yet, but everything in here is pretty much custom, including the door panels. These were made from scratch, basically. The only thing they started with was the little metal piece inside here that hooks onto the door, and then they built the rest. But as you can see, got the Corbo sport seats and the matching interior, the matching rear seat. So that is the factory back seat. See if I can give you, this is the factory back seat, but it has the matching Corbo fabric that went over the top of it, so it can match the front seats. You can see my Viper right there. I ain't got that hooked in either yet, but it will be hooked in shortly. Okay. Everything in here has been replaced. Seat belts, carpet, nuts, bolts. That's a brand new steering wheel. Like, I really ran through this car and did the once over. So before I get in, I'll show you the engine bay. Check me out. Went completely custom on pretty much everything. This is a 347 stroker with the MSD distributor. Okay, I powder coated everything. Everything that I thought that could show signs of rust, I powder coated it. It'll rock Performer RPM2 intake, upper and lower. All of my brackets were powder coated candy red, and I got chrome pulleys, high amp alternator. This is actually a speed density car. I still have this because I haven't replaced it with my 4-inch tube yet. So this, as you can see, this is not hooked up. So that's the mass air sensor. This is not a mass air car anymore. Okay. Got the contour fans, the dual contour fans, the Holley Terminator ECU, Terminator X. I completely replumbed the brake lines, the fuel lines. This is my fuel pressure regulator. All of my fuel lines now, I have no hard fuel lines in here. It's all 3/8 inch steel braided hose, as you can see down there. And they run completely to the back into the gas tank. New brake lines, front and back, front to the back. Didn't need them, just wanted everything to be new. Brake booster for 93 Cobra. Actually, this is the brake booster from a 94 Cobra. And then the master cylinder from a 94 Cobra also. And So I had to go through some stuff to plumb that. You can see the overflow tank here. I'm going to end up mounting the overflow tank in this area here, but I haven't moved it yet. So as you can see, went through it. Got 4-wheel disc. This is the front calipers and spindles and everything came off of a 94 Cobra. As well as the rear axle, not just the brakes, the axles. I got the whole axle housing off of a 94 Cobra. So it's all powder coated. Everything underneath the car is all powder coated. So 4-wheel disc brakes, those are 18-inch Salines. Not Saline, yeah, Salines. 18-inch Saline wheels, or Saline replica wheels. I had to do it because this is not a 5.0 anymore, so I had to take that off. This is actually a 5.7 liter, and to be honest, to be precise, it's a 5.75 liter. But this is not a 5.0 anymore. Just thought I'd put that out there. Fog lights, everything works. As you can see, I removed the prop rod and put struts in. So those are the red line tuning struts. I got those on the hatch also. Makes the hood sit up a lot taller. This actually has like a little switch in it, and for whatever reason it's kind of, normally it just comes right on. But yeah, there's a little sensor in here, but I'll figure that out. But as you can see, it does work. It just kind of trips a little bit. So I'll get that right, so that little switch will cut that on every time. It usually just comes right on. But let's close this down. Okay, go to the inside. Okay, so I got Dakota digital gauges, and as I said, I have the Terminator X ECU. This is my little readout down here, so I'll just cut this on. You can hear that fuel pump back there. So this is my Dakota digital, and that red light you see is because I got my handbrake up. And I put the handbrake down, goes out, pull it back up, comes on. So that's why that red light is on. And you know, I did some of my trim in blue and stuff like that. But as you can see, mirrors, windows work, door locks. Okay, my little map light. You know, it's important that the details, you know, the details matter. Dome light. Okay, and then with this Dakota digital, my speed is controlled by GPS, so I don't need a speedo. I don't need a speedo gear in my transmission. When this car moves, GPS controls everything, even my clock. My clock is all set by GPS. So the only thing that I would have to set, if any, is just the time zone. So the hour would be right. But as long as my time zone is set, this car could be parked in this garage for months at a time. As soon as I pull it out and that thing gets a view of the sky, it'll set the clock and make sure the clock is right. And it'll start tracking those satellites and controlling my speed. But there's a button that they give you, this button here. And this button is normally on a little bracket. And I was gonna take this button and mount it under here, but then that just looked. So I actually took that bracket apart and unsoldered the wires from the switch and took it all out, and I just drilled a hole and put the button in, so it'll you know, have a much cleaner look, you know, being mounted. And forgive that light, I'm trying to kind of block it a little bit. But when I use this button, so the one, you got the 1 and a 2 The 1 controls the left side down there where it says check brake. And again, that's, if I put the brake down, you'll see that goes away. Back up, and it says check brake. Okay, so if I want to change the settings on that left side, I hit the number 1. Miles per hour, kilometers per hour. My trip meter, I've put 1,900 miles on the car since I've had it built. Those are the trip, and back to miles per hour. To do the second screen, as you can see, it's like 0 to 60 in 12.5 seconds. It actually records all of that. So my quarter mile speed was 36 miles an hour. Quarter mile time was 25.5 seconds. So anytime I go a quarter mile or do whatever, it's gonna tell me how fast I was going, how long it took me to get there, so on and so forth. My TAC, my highest RPM recorded was 6320. Right now the engine is at 175 degrees. My oil pressure is at 0 because the car is not running. My volts are at 12.2. I'm at 57% fuel right now, and you can also see that on the gauges over there too. So I got the digital readout, plus I have the gauges, you know, kind of telling me the same thing. As you can see, my gauge goes up to 160, but the digital one that you see that says 00 goes up to, I think, 200, if I'm not mistaken. 422 here right now. That's the BIM clock. Got a compass, so the compass will let me know which way I'm headed. The altimeter, I'm 90 feet above sea level. That might be a little off because it needs to be driven in, so it'll know where it's at, and then it'll give you, you know, your elevation. I think that's the, I don't know what that is. I think that's a, don't give me the line. It's got an hourglass, so I don't know. The highest that I've driven, the highest speed that I've driven the car is 159 degrees, and I had to back, 59 degrees, 159 miles per hour, and I had to back off because it was still trying to go, but I ain't gonna lie, I started to get a little scared. So that's just cycling through all the stuff that it keeps track of, okay? All right, so now you got that. If you want to put this in demo mode, you can. You could put this in demo mode by cutting the ignition off. And then I showed you the button. I got the 1 and the 2. You hold the 1. No, you hold the 2. You hold the 2, and then you turn it on. And then it goes into a demo mode. So, and that's the demo mode. It just, the hands kind of sweep. Sorry about the light. And they just keep doing that. That's demo mode. Okay. And then when you want to stop demo mode, you just cut it off. And then if you want to go, if you want to set the parameters in here, because you have to set them up when you first get here, you know, get everything installed, you hold the 1 and you turn it on. And as you can see, it says setup. So you set up your speed, and you set up your fuel gauge, you set up everything according to what car you actually installed it in and all of that. So it's nice to have that. As you can see, I just cut the ignition off. My light switch is not on. See that? See? But my lights are on because I have my lights on the Dakota Digital delay. So my headlights and my tail lights, they all go off 30 seconds after I cut the car off. So you'll see them cut off in a sec. And my fans do the same thing. So whenever my fans is running and I pull in and I cut the car off, the fans will continue to run for 30 seconds before they shut off. And those lights are automatic. So let me show you. Okay, so I'll cut this back on.
Hey.
I'm shooting the video. Huh?
Alright.
I'll be in there in a second. So as you can see, the lights are on. But what I'm gonna do is, I got a light sensor on my dash, and that's the light sensor right there. Can you see that sitting up in there, that little sensor right there? I'm gonna put some light on that. Okay. So I just put a flashlight on that, and it's mimicking the sun, and it'll wait. It won't do it automatic. I mean, real quick, but you'll see the lights cut off because it's got light on that sensor. It don't do it right away. It just waits until it knows that that you're in a lighted condition. So it takes about 5 or 10 seconds, and then when you take the light away, all of a sudden they come back on. So my lights are automatic. So I never have to mess with that switch. I still have access. I still can cut my lights on and off with that switch, but I never need to because it's automatic. So I love having that feature. Put this back. Back in the car. Like I said, I'm a stickler for things working the way they should. So of course, you know, even the light inside the glove box, it has to work. Okay. So you can see I have my little readout down here. This is my Terminator X ECU. This is the handheld. So what I did was I just mounted it here. I just mounted the frame there. But whenever I need it, I could pull it out of its little holder and I can go through things. So if I wanted to go through some tuning stuff, I can't do all the tuning through this. If I want to get some intricate tuning, I have to hook up my computer. And I can go to basic fuel, and I could set my target fuel ratio and stuff like that. And it does a lot. Your idle, you can advance your idle. Basic idle is 850. And if I wanted to take it down, you know, to like 800 or 750 or whatever my car is good with, I just set it here, press save, and it'll go and it'll do that instead of that. So this handheld does quite a bit. So you can monitor multi-gauge, and then I set mine up on dash 1, and dash 1, 2, and 3 are customizable, so you can see what I have. So it can tell you whether or not fan 1 and 2 is on. My throttle position, so you can see I hit the gas and you'll see it change. You know, hit it more, all the way up to 100%. Oh, maybe I need to do a TPS auto reset because it's not going all the way to 100. Yeah, it's not going to 100, so I'm gonna do my TPS auto reset again just to make sure it's on point. But you can see coolant temp sensor, fuel pressure, volts, oil pressure, air fuel ratio, my manifold air pressure, and the current learn. So, and then the RPM is in the middle. But this is completely customizable. You can go through this, like it says right here, dash setup. So you can set up dash 1, 2, and 3, and then you could put the stuff up there that you want to see. And then you change the channel, and then you can just start adding things. You touch each one, and you can pick and choose what you want it to do and all of that. So I love that feature, because then this thing will show you exactly what it is you want to see. So anyway, I wanted to put that here, and then wherever you were, so like if I put it on dash 1, every time I start the car, it'll come to the screen. This will not change until I change it. So whenever I'm driving, that's where that's sitting, and it leaves room for brake. Sit in front of it, and I can still read everything. And so that's a wonderful feature. So anyway, that's like a little, I'm sorry about my fingers being in the way. I am gonna end up with the dash that does the double din. I'm gonna put the double din on top and put my my AC controls underneath, and then that way whenever I'm shifting, the shifter won't get in the way of the screen, because I'm gonna put a Android deck in here so I can hook up and have all my little stuff. But as you can see, I do have a 6-speed. This is the T56 that's out of a 03 Cobra. I actually found it brand new on eBay, never installed. A guy had bought it for his project, and then he decided to abandon the project, and I bought it from him. So I got it for a really good price, like, I don't know, $1,500 or something like that. It's been a while, but bought it from him. Found this ball, it matched the car, so I wanted to put that in there. But as you can see, you know, everything works. And car runs good. Here, let me start it up. Let y'all hear it. Let me open my garage first so I don't kill myself. Give me 1 sec. I normally would open my garage with my phone, but since I'm filming, I can't do it. So I do have the music for it, and I'll show you guys that too. I'm gonna show you what I did. So this is the box that I'm gonna put in. So you see, it's an amp here, an amp there, an amp here, and I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna try to put you back here, but it's 212s. So that's what I'm actually put in there, and it's gonna be knocking hard. But I'm gonna show you guys what's going on in my hatch and why it's not installed yet. But I'll let you hear it. Let's see. Just to let you guys hear that. And then I'm gonna show you what's going on in my trunk. So I originally put all of this stuff in here. I relocated my battery to the back, and my battery is loose. So what happened was, one day I went out and I was bending some corners and burning some rubbers and, you know, getting sideways, and my battery tipped over because it's just loose back here. And look what it did. The battery acid spilled out. It ate this carpet up. It ate up the board underneath. So it ate this, I mean, literally disintegrated that board. So I did buy a brand new carpet. And it's sitting right here in this box. Of course, I refuse to install it until I get this situated. So I did buy a Moroso battery box that's here. So my battery ultimately will go in that box and into the trunk. And but until I hate this little board here, because it doesn't really hold any weight. I mean, like, as soon as I put anything back here, it just caves in. So I'm gonna get one made out of metal. I'm gonna do something back here, and I just haven't figured it out yet. But now I got the car running good, and I got pretty much everything in there wired up and working right. Now I'm gonna deal with this back area. So I'll get that box installed, get the battery bolted down, figure out what I'm gonna do underneath, and get that all situated. And then I can pull that new carpet into here and get this all squared away and put my music back here and stuff. So the battery will sit here, like more toward the back, like pretty much right there. Then the battery box will go there, and I'll figure out how I'm gonna route the wires and all of that stuff, and you know, and be in the game. So, you know, give you a good view. I love having my handicap plates on there. You know, your boy got bad knees, so my doctor saw fit to give me handicap plates, and I love it because I get to park my car up front everywhere I go. All right, and then I did get my tent done, but I didn't get the tent on the back done yet because I didn't have time that day. So as you can see, some of it is gone here and then it's still here. And they said it was going to take 3 or 4 hours, but they did the sides. So the tint is done. Both sides here. The rear window just still needs to be done, so I'll take care of that. But pretty much everything is I didn't lock myself out, y'all. So let's get back in. Okay. And then the one last thing that I haven't showed y'all yet is the mirrors. The mirrors got to work too. You know what I mean? Y'all see that? You know, everything got to work, y'all. If it don't work, it ain't even worth it. My sun visors are powered. As you can see, they're not in the car yet. I do have, you can see the little outlet, and I do have my sun visors. And I haven't put them in yet because, as you can see, they're here. It's the left side and the right side. And my lights do work. As you can see, got the little connector. They do work, but the guy that I sent them to, you can see they're a little dusty. They've been sitting here for a little while, but the guy that I sent them to do them, he didn't put the flap back on, so I can, because you know it has to press this button in order to cut the lights off. So without that flap, I can't install them or I'm gonna install them without hooking them up to the power. I don't want to do that, so I just haven't put them in the car yet. So I got to find an interior guy that can recreate that flap for me, and then I'll go ahead and put those in. But pretty much that's all there is. If anybody has a question, oh, and then two. Oops. Oh yeah, the wipers work too. So everything works. I'm in here. I love it. My rear defrost works, of course. Flashers work. You can see them out there. And then you don't see them blinking on the dash, but of course when I turn it on, when the dash lights up, you can see it. And then also my fog lights. It's important that everything works. Okay. So fog lights, everything work. And it took a while to fish through everything. My rear defrost, everything, it all works. And but it's important that all of that works, especially just for safety reasons and stuff. But hopefully this was an entertaining video. I hope y'all like what y'all see. This is your boy Omar. You can find me on YouTube. On YouTube, literally O-N YouTube. Find me there. Check out my videos. If there's something you want to see or anything that you want to see that I have installed here that maybe you want the link to, I'm happy to put that on. If you need help wiring things or finding things, I'll try to help as much as I can. But just wanted to shoot this video, show y'all what's going on, show y'all that the car is almost done. I've been out driving it. As you can see, I put almost 2,000 miles on it and I'm loving it. All right. Oh, another thing for me, and y'all gotta forgive the sweat. It's almost 100 degrees in my garage right now. I have polyurethane bushings on everything. And this is what everybody recommends. They recommend polyurethane, for me, I'm a big dude. I'm not building my car to race. This is a street car. I love having my wife in here with me and just kind of going out for drives and chilling and going to car shows and different things like that. For me, the polyurethane is too stiff. Now, you know, when I was putting the car together, I'm just on YouTube and I'm watching videos and everybody's screaming polyurethane. So I jumped on the bandwagon and put I got polyurethane bushings on everything. Control arms, the spring seats, the everything. Transmission, the engine mounts, it's all polyurethane. It's too stiff for me. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't. So whenever I feel the need, I'm going to switch. The only thing I'm going to leave polyurethane is my engine mounts and my transmission mounts. But pretty much everything else, I'm going to end up going back to rubber because the car just rides so much better and smoother. It soaks up the road a lot better. You know, I'll drive this car to LA, or hell, I'll drive it to New York. But with what's on it right now, no. Not comfortable enough. Too stiff. If I was street racing or, you know, going to the track or whatever, then I would love having those on there. But polyurethane is not for me. And I don't like my car super low. And a lot of people are telling me I should lower my car. I've had lowering springs on here. All it does is scrub. So anyway, I'm out of here. Glad I was able to shoot this video. Let me know if y'all got any comments or whatever. See y'all next time. Okay, another thing I want to show you guys is my electric fan control. So I got the Dakota Digital fan controller, but the ECU also controls my fans too. So it was kind of redundant when I bought it. I didn't realize that. I don't know why I didn't realize it, but the ECU, of course, should have fan control because, I mean, that's how it keeps the engine cool, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, when I bought the Dakota Digital system and I did I got the GPS speed controller, the headlight module, and I bought the fan controller, you know, and I just kind of went crazy buying everything. So I ended up with a fan controller that was added to a system that already could control my fans. So anyway, here's one thing that I like about the Dakota Digital. So I'll show you this. Let me go to my Dakota Digital. So you see it's scanning, but it's not going to pick up anything because the ignition is not on. So I'll turn the ignition on. Okay, so now it's scanning. It should find it. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. How about we do this? How about I'll stop the app and then go back in, let it find it. See, it picked up on it real quick. So I press that. Okay, now I can go through my setup if I want to. Now this can all be done while driving. I don't see no reason why you would do it while you're driving, but you can. You can do it on the fly. So you go through all the settings, and the BIM is a cable that runs to the back of your system. So these modules can communicate through BIM, and you'll understand that when you get the system, or if you get the system. But the BIM cable is the way to go with pretty much any module that you add to the system. And so it could do diagnostics. So you see what it's doing. It's kind of running through everything. So these are my on-off temps for each fan. So one fan will come on at 195 degrees, and it'll stay on until it gets back down to 180. The second fan, if the first fan can't keep it cool enough to continue climbing, to keep it from continue climbing, the second fan will come on at 205 and then cut back off at 195. And the other one will continue to cool the car until you get down to 180. That's the way I set it up. You may set yours up a little differently. You might want your car to run a little cooler or a little warmer, but you can, that's all, you know, ready to go and ready to be done at your leisure. You can do, let's see, information. So that's the app version and all of that. Owner's manual, so on and so forth. The diagnostics. Oh, I think I went already to that. So we do the setup. Let's see. Fans. Go to fans. And so it's telling you, that they're off. And it's, set up for 2 fans. And you could do testing. So let's test the low setting. And we can test. So the low setting is 1 fan will come on. The high setting is both fans will come on. See? So you got full control over your engine fans. I do love having that option. I mean, probably won't use it often. And if you do get a Terminator X ECU that can handle controlling the fans, you probably won't need this. But I do like having that option. It's kind of cool. My garage is closing down. So it's always something happening in the middle of my videos. It always happens. But yeah, so kind of nice. You can test them and all of that, but it is always telling you what's going on. So it's kind of cool. So got that part in and just wanted to let y'all know about that too. And then another thing, my AC works perfectly. So I did set it up through the ECU to kick 15% more idle whenever I'm idling, and I cut the AC on. There's a little bit of a kick to kind of bring the RPMs up so the RPMs don't drop too low when the AC system kicks in. So I got mine at 15%. Most people do theirs at 10, but for some reason my car likes a little bit more of a kick. So I put it up to 15%, and when that kicks on, it just kicks up the idle just a hair to keep things good. And but yeah, the hot, the cold, all my blend doors work. So when I go from vent to floor to defrost and all of that, everything works the way it's supposed to. Chasing down vacuum leaks is something that I would recommend that you do, as you're getting things together, because those vacuum leaks, boy, they are a headache, and they just cause havoc when you're trying to do things. But yeah, just wanted to get that in. Also, my trunk pop works too, so you can hear that. So and it took me a minute to figure that out, because the plug, the plug for that was hanging somewhere back behind the dash, and I couldn't find it. So I really had to get up in there and start fishing through things. The pop for the gas door, I still haven't found that harness. And I don't know, maybe sometime, some point, somebody changed it. And I'll show you this. My gas door doesn't have the provision for it. It's not there. So somebody probably changed it at some point. I can see like there's some foam or something here. Look like somebody might have either took it off or something. Not really sure, but I did want to add that back in. So what I did was I went to LMR and I actually bought the mechanism, and eventually I'm gonna install it. But as you can see, I have it here. So it has a manual pop, where if the electric part don't work, you can pull this cable. But this is the whole mechanism, the cable, everything, and I need to get that installed. But until I get a gas door that has that provision on it, I'm not really gonna worry about it too much at this stage. But I will have that working at some point. So all in all, you know, it's all working. Hey, y'all see the lights on. Let me go on and cut them off. I love that automatic feature. I love it. You know, 30 seconds. Got that 30-second delay. And they just all cut off. That's a wonderful feature. I love having that because I never have to worry about cutting the lights on and off, and they come on when it starts to get dark, and they shut off when there's enough light, and it's just a good thing. And it's a flawless system. Like, I never have issues with it. It does what it's supposed to do. Once you hook it up, you can just forget about it, and it just does its job. So I do like that. So just wanted y'all to see that little bit of stuff, and all good. See you in the next video.